Hello everyone, welcome to the first of hopefully many Arc Raiders videos. I have been completely addicted to this game, so I've been very excited for this latest update and figured why don't we go through the patch notes together. Alright, so we have Riven Tides, which is patch 1.26. Scout reports have been returning from Riven Tides. Fragments of observation logs, faded photographs, and footage of the coast have finally made their way back to Speranza. It's now time for you to check it out for yourself. Explore the abandoned shoreline, traverse the Exodus port, and experience the lost luxury of the Panorama Azzurro Hotel. This is the Rust Belt, and it's not going to be easy. Other raiders are already on the scent of fresh loot, and a new floating arc machine has been seen patrolling the skies. What it's doing and how to counter it is for you to find out. So that's that arc turbine. So exciting. We've got obviously the new map condition, the new arc turbine. They've did some adjustments to the expedition, which I'm very excited about, that it's not loot based anymore, because it kind of gave you gear fear instead of having fun and just going crazy with all of your high-end weapons near the end. So I'm excited for that. We've also got a bunch of new items, including the powered descender, crash mat, white flag, and the dockmaster's detector. Okay, I'm curious what the white flag is going to be. We'll find out in the game and find out, I guess. We also have the new player project Avian Alarm and the Last Resort event, in which you can earn merits by collecting ship models and via experience across the different maps to earn rewards. I wonder if the ship models will also be across different maps, or that will only be on the new map. And I'm also hoping that these will show up in your raider room, much like all the ducks did, because that was always fun. Of course, we've got the two new cosmetic sets and a new augment, Tactical Mark III Smoke. With the addition of another tactical augment in this patch, it is worth stating that we are aware that some augments, particularly the combat augments, are not performing as well on their roles as we would like. I like the idea of having an augment that you pick based off of what you're about to go in. Like, are you going to do a heavy arc run? Are you going for the matriarch? You're going to go for the vaporizers? Or are you going PvP? PV, like, having that sort of choice. But right now it's just everyone uses the survivor. So I'm interested to see what changes there are. It's a bit of a bummer that we didn't get in this patch, but I guess we'll find out in the future. Upgrading weapons will now repair 25% of the weapon's max durability. I love it. Oftentimes I'd have a level 2 or 3 that I would just sell or recycle because it wasn't worth upgrading and repairing, so that's gonna be great. Okay, so they're reducing the amount of spawns of weapons on the outside of the map, and then they're also changing the durability that spawns with. So it looks like you're gonna see more better weapons, better durability in higher loot areas, and then less weapons and less durability on the outskirts. Weapon durability loss on shot. So we're gonna see an increased durability loss on shot for common weapons. It's 75, uncommon 50. Wow, that 75% is a lot. And I'm a big fan of the taking in the anvil, so that's gonna hurt. But I'm very happy to see the epic and legendary weapons have a decreased durability loss. The amount of times I bring in a legendary weapon and it would just break so quickly, it just made it not worth bringing, and it would be better just bring the whole cracker, which also had some wear and tear. But usually my issue was more that I'd run out of ammo before I ran out of durability, but it would be pretty close. It would almost be more worthwhile bring like an anvil, but that's not going to be the case anymore. They're going to push you towards using rare weapons to fight those bigger arc. Also good for PvP is that the durability loss on weapons of knocked out players has decreased by half. So instead of 30%, it'll be 15. We've removed comets from standard sessions in Dam Battlegrounds, reduced Firefly presence heavily in Dam Battlegrounds, and reduced comet presence in Buried City. I had a new friend who started playing just before comets and fireflies and the shredders going to different maps occurred. And it really did make Dam Battlegrounds much more difficult for someone who didn't have survivor and medium shields and the best weapons, especially playing solo. It made it so much more difficult. So I do like the idea that they're making Dam Battlegrounds be a little bit more like beginner friendly again. Trigger nade balances. Okay, people are gonna be loving this. So we're adding a delay between each throw action and a delay between throwing it after triggering one. This is gonna help with exploits more. I think some people are also looking for a damage debuff, but I like the idea of doing little tweaks so you don't swing too far one way or the other. This is mostly gonna affect exploits more than how powerful they are, but maybe that's all we need. Oh no. Okay, I've hardly used the photoelectric cloak, but I used it a lot here at the end with close scrutiny. It was very nice. I don't mind the weight being more. I do agree with that. But going from 2.5 to 10 per second, I wouldn't mind this change if they would at least disengage a little bit from you or give you a little bit of a buffer from like zoning in on you again. I don't know. It's just, if they would just not follow me so closely, that would be fine. Because they're not supposed to see you, but they're definitely seeing you. So I do like that they're increasing damage and stuff like that. But I think this is amazing. Stack size for heavy going to 40 to 60 is great because it ends up being a buff even for things like the anvil and the pharaoh. Well, I guess not so much the pharaoh. I don't really see anyone shooting 60 pharaoh shots, but for me, who just loves doing anvil for more casual play, that's really good. What? What? We're adding vaporizes to more maps and conditions? Oh my goodness. Please just not damn battlegrounds, because again, that's going to be a whole not friendly for beginner players again. All right, so we got some exciting things. I was hoping for a few more quality of life updates, but it's a pretty big update. I'm really excited. I'm just hoping things don't get bugged with all the changes as well, because that can sometimes happen. We're going to jump straight in. We're going to take a look at the new map, new events, new projects, all this sort of stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're as excited about this update as I am. Make sure you subscribe so that you can catch the next videos I do on this update and on Arc Raiders and other games in general. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.